May 31st, 2020, because you're looking at the last 48 hours of satellite imaging. And the system spinning out in the Atlantic, the path hasn't changed that much. It's just not expected to strengthen. It's still going to go up into the Canada, Nova Scotia area. But what we're watching is here. Last night was a 20% chance of development as it swerved up and west into the Bay of Campeche. What's happened now, it's become a tropical storm, but it's a Pacific tropical storm, Amanda. So it's going to be a unique situation. You don't see that much. We've had, because you've got the Pacific Ocean here, the Atlantic here, and they have different storm names. And so this is the first one in the Atlantic, starts with an A, but it's projected again to go up into the Bay of Campeche. So we've had Arthur and Bertha here. The next one would be Cristobal. And so will they change the name of this from Amanda to Cristobal? We'll see how that works out. But it is now, again, there's no chance of development. It has developed. It's a tropical storm. We'll look at some of the models on this thing. And what we're seeing from the National Hurricane Center is it's kind of strange. You've got the eastern tropical storm Amanda here, but it's come ashore now, the center of the circulation. And so they're expecting it to weaken over the mountains of Guatemala in that area. And then it's giving it a 50% chance of reformation. It's kind of different. It says Eastern Pacific Tropical Storm Amanda centered inland over southeastern Guatemala is forecast to weaken into a remnant low or dissipate over Guatemala or southeastern Mexico by tonight. However, the remnants of Amanda are expected to move northwestward with a broader area of disturbed weather possibly emerging over the southeastern Bay of Campeche on Monday. If the remnants move back over water, environmental conditions appear conducive to support some redevelopment of the system while it moves a little through the middle of the week. Regardless of redevelopment, heavy rainfall is likely to continue over portions of southern Mexico during the next few days. They're going to update this, they're saying, today at 3 p.m., and we will keep an eye on that, guys, and come in and report it. But again, Amanda, if it redevelops, I guess it would be Cristobal. And I want to show you this chart, guys. It's 2020 Atlantic Season Outlook from the National Hurricane Center. And you've got above normal is a 60% chance of it being above normal, near normal 30%, 10% below normal. So 60% chance of above normal storms. Named storms 13 to 19 they expect. Hurricanes 6 to 10. Major hurricanes 3 to 6. So it is above average. And we're dealing with chaotic weather because our shields are weak as we go through grand solar minimum. Now, this is the Canadian model, and it's changed slightly, and we said it would. More than likely, they will turn further right when they come up out of Bay of Campeche. Not all the ways, but that's what they're showing now. And notice now the storm is coming up the Mississippi River instead of the Texas and Louisiana border here. Watch it go through. Very hard right turn towards Florida before it curves back, guys. Pay attention to that. We know that this is pretty much wide open once they get into the Gulf. Everything can change it. When the edges of the very edges of the storm start to impact land, it can actually shift the direction of that storm. And so we're seeing it again shift right, coming up through New Orleans. Guys, you can see it for yourself right there. And you're looking at June 7th as impact. June the 6th, it will be almost too late to start preparing for the storm. Regardless of where you're on the Gulf, just make sure you got some extra water and things like that, because power can go out. The storm area is large, 50% chance of redevelopment. Remember that. And let's look at the Navy model to see if they've updated their direction. Now, the Navy model goes out to June 7th, too, and it kind of matches what the National Hurricane Center was saying, that it would linger in the Gulf longer. And you're actually seeing kind of two centers here of low pressure. But notice that it does show it move to the right, stops here on the 7th. But it shows it that right curve, or the east curve, as it gets into the center of the Gulf of Mexico. Check that out right there. So everything is shifting just a little right. And just a quick look at the Gulf of Mexico and the Bay of Campeche with the infrared radar. You can see you've already got very active storms. These black and white cloud tops are extremely high. The energy's in the Gulf itself. Plenty of warm water. This is the Bay of Campeche. This is over the Yucatan Peninsula. And this bottom section is Amanda that's pulling up. And if you remember, the Navy model kind of showed two pressures of low, or two sections of low pressure inside that storm. So we could have some combining of these systems and wrapping up into what I called yesterday possibility of a very huge storm. But guys, we're watching this. You watch it, of course. It will be updated as we get those. You just keep an eye on bpearthwatch.com, guys. Heads up. Be safe.